Hi guys, welcome to another video on this market analysis. If you are first time watching this, I would like to extend my welcome to you and hope that you'll be able to find certain insights and this video being helpful in terms of your trading. And for those who have been with me for some time, I would like to say that thank you for supporting, and I understand that I've been missing for some time, absent from this video. But moving forward, what I wish that I want, or I would say I want to do, is to actually have this video every week, alright, over the weekend, so that I'll be able to share with you more some of the pairs that I'm looking at and the ways of which how I actually analyze the market. And hopefully through this sharing, you'll be able to pick up certain skills as well as better understand how I analyze the market, and from there we're able to move forward, as a community of traders. Alright, so the first pair that I'm looking at, or basically let me share with you what I'll be sharing for this week video. The first strategy that I would like to share with you is more on structure trading. So structure trading is basically following the trend, and we are trading or entering the trade based on the retracement of the trend itself. Alright, so later on I'll be sharing with you on this chart. The second strategy that we'll be going through in this video, of course, is the 2618. So basically 2618 stands for a double top, and once the double top is completed, we'll be looking for a 61.8 retracement and trade that retracement. Alright, so that's why the name called 2618. And the last one is I'll be sharing with you certain advanced patterns, the harmonic patterns that I identified on in the market. Right. I won't be going through in details how we analyze or draw the pattern itself, because that will take some time. But I hope that by showing you the steps of which I take, you're able to at least get a glimpse of how these patterns are being formed. Alright. So let's jump into the first strategy that I'm going to go through with you, which is the structure trading. Alright, so if you look at this pair, the pound Canadian pair, what you are looking at is basically a downward movement, small retracement, and a continued downward movement. Alright, so if you look at this, you can say that this is 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, and the fourth point. So when we look at this, you can see that your second point, mainly over here, is being broken and price closed below it last week. Right, so with that, normally in terms of technical term, what we use is that this structure has been broken and the trend is in a bearish momentum. So what we want to look at is to actually find this structure level, at the same time finding a Fibonacci confluences. So if you pull from your top to the bottom of where price has made recently, you can see that this structure level coincides with your 382 and 50% retracement. Right, so if you draw in a zone, right, so this will be actually the zone that I'll be interested at. Should price comes back towards this level, I'll be looking for a shorting opportunity. Right, so just to show you on the larger time frame how it looks like is basically you have this one movement upwards, a small retracement, downward movement again, and upward it's a small retracement, and price broke down again. So now we are expecting that if price comes back, this would mainly be a retracement for a further downward movement. Alright, so my trading time frame is on the 4 hour. That's why most of my analysis will be done over here. Right, just to show you another example of this structure trading, we have it on the Canadian yen pair as well. Right, so simply by looking at this chart, you can see that this level, alright, is the previous resistance level, and price has broken and closed above it. So with this structure level has been broken. So should price comes back to retest, alright, this would then become a support now. And what we do is we like to pull our Fibonacci to find confluences. And so you can see that this structure level coincides and confluence with your 50% retracement. So that's what I'm looking at. And what you can see is also a zone. So should price comes back to this 50 to 61 level, right, what I'll be looking at is for a bullish setup, right, riding the trend further up. Another pair very similar is the USD Canadian dollar, right? We can see is very similar. There's a support level, and then price broke and closed below it. So should price comes back to retest this level, it will now turn and become a resistance. So if we do pull a Fibonacci level and look for confluences, what you can see is the 50% and 61% comes in around this structure level as well. So if price comes back up, right, so you guess it, I'll be looking for a shorting opportunity to continue riding the trend. Alright, so this is basically how I analyze based on structure trading. It's mainly following the trend and expecting price to break the structure, and when price retests it, that's where we are looking for opportunities. Right, so now for the 2618, right, basically what you need to have, as I shared earlier in this video, is that you need to have a valid double top. And how you actually, or how do you define a valid double top is, or how I define it is, basically you need to have a double top in price action, and at the same time you need a divergence in your oscillator. So this oscillator can be an RSI, you can be using stochastic, you can be using even MACD. So as long as there's a divergence happening, so that's a valid double top. And when this valid double top completes, meaning that price needs to break below the neckline, which is over here, right? So what you can see is price broke and closed below. So once this double top has been completed, what we are interested at is the 61.8 retracement of this double top. So what you need is you need to pull a Fibonacci from this top to where the lows has been made recently. And the area that we are interested at is the 618 area. So should price comes back and retest the 618 retracement level, we'll be shorting the market and expecting it to continue its downward movement. Right, so that's how we analyze and trade a potential 2618 setup. Right, I'm going to clear this and I'll show you an advanced pattern forming on this similar pair as well. Alright, so for advanced pattern, basically what we have is a 5-point structure, mainly the X, A, B, C, and D. So D point is where you are interested to take a trade on, alright, and D is also the completion point of the harmonic pattern. Alright, so if you have 5 points, basically what it means is that you have 1, 2, 3, 4 wave. Alright, so what we have here is a potential pattern, and if you pull a Fibonacci, right, so harmonic pattern basically uses a lot of Fibonacci levels. So I'm not going to go in depth as I mentioned, but I'm just going to show you the steps that I'm going to take. So I've identified my starting point, which is the X, and my second point A. So what I see now is that this point or this retracement touches the 618. So if my B point or this retracement touches the 618, is basically a Gartley pattern. And for a Gartley pattern, the D point normally completes at the 786. So if I pull out my drawing tool, how a Gartley pattern looks like is something like this. Alright, so what I'm interested at is that should price comes up over to this D point, that's where I'm interested to look for a shorting opportunity. Right, so just now we have a double top 2618 over here. So if this double top invalidates and hit our stops, we potentially have a Gartley pattern to trade as well. So this is how we can analyze a harmonic pattern, and of course definitely there are more advanced steps that we can take, but I wouldn't want to go into that because then this video will be a little bit too lengthy. Alright, the next pair that we'll be looking at is the pound Aussie. Alright, so what we are looking at here is also a potential. There's basically two potential pattern. The first one, if you take this as your starting point, your X to A, alright, what you can see is that the retracement comes in at the 618 as well. So similar to the Aussie yen just now, this is a potential godly pattern. Alright, so where we are interested at is around the 786. Alright, so should price comes to this level, that's where we'll be looking for a shorting opportunity. But if you take another starting point, let's say if you take the starting point over here, so you have your X point, your A, B, C, your D will be somewhere below. Alright, what we need to do is we once again pull our Fibonacci tool from your starting point to your A point. And you can see the retracement comes in between your 618 and your 786. Alright, so when this happens, it's still a valid godly pattern. Alright, and your completion will still be somewhere around 786. But what I like to do is I would like to pull an extension of my AB leg. I would like to look at the 127 instead. Right, the main reason for this is that my risk to reward ratio would then be better, because if I'm entering here, my stops for harmonic pattern will naturally have to go below my X. So what we can see here is the stops for this pattern, should this set up, is pretty tight, but yet the reward will be significant. Alright, so I'm going to draw in the triangle to show you how this pattern looks like. Alright, so we have your X, your A, your B point over here, your C point, and your D point. Alright, so this is a bullish pattern. So in this pair itself, what we have identified is that we have a bearish pattern, at the same time a bullish pattern. So price is currently trading in between. So what we have identified is that if price comes up to this level, we might look for a short opportunity. But if price comes down to this level, we might look for a long opportunity. And as long as price is bouncing between these two regions, we won't be interested in taking any setup. Alright, so that's how we normally trade harmonic pattern, and or maybe I trade harmonic pattern. Alright, so that's it for this week video. I hope that you'll be able to get some insights of it, and if you really enjoy and liked it, I would really appreciate if you could like and share this video. And if you would like to be notified for future videos, do subscribe to my channel. Alright, till then, good luck to your trading, and I'll see you soon.